Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. Today I want to talk about, first I want to start by apologizing. You guys, I have been, and up until Hamira closed down, you guys have been very supportive. You made Amira what it was, and I feel you need an explanation of why I just disappeared on you. And before Hamira went down in 2024, before I decided to close it down, before I was forced to close it down, the process of the close down, I think, began in 2023. I just didn't realize it, but it had begun. So in 2023, I began having tummy aches. I do not know why I had them at that point. And so I started eliminating things. Food. The biggest culprits are always wheat, egg, sugar, and maybe milk. And when I eliminated wheat, the tummy aches stopped. So I was able to detect that it was wheat that was giving me the tummy aches. So I stopped taking wheat. That was by the end of 2023. Hamira was still running well, because I was like, I cannot just take back now. This is my business. This is what I've been doing for over 10 years. So let me keep on. Little did I know that this was a sign that my body was refusing this. And also, I had started Ulezi. And these were two things that I really loved. And I had been praying and asking God for clarity. So as Hamira was going down, my answer for clarity for what God wanted me to do was also being cooked. I just didn't know that it was being brewed this much. So I go on with my life. And I keep praying for clarity. And in 2024, by the end of 2024, Hamira closes. Mid-2024, I start having a reaction. And I didn't suspect it was wheat because I had stopped taking wheat. Meanwhile, remember, I'm still praying for clarity, asking God to help me between Hamira and Ulezi. Which one does he want me to do? And by now, my body started becoming itchy. I went to the hospital. I tried eliminating stuff, but I did not eliminate handling of wheat. So I was still getting these itchy allergic reactions. I decided to go to the hospital. And they say they want to do a test. My insurance was not covering it and I could not afford it. So I left and said, okay, let me go and try again. So one day the church organizes a health talk and they call in an allergy doctor and she gives her number. I specifically joined that talk to listen to how I could get the contacts of the doctor so that I could go and see her later. So as a good student, I got into class, took the notes and the doctor's number. Then in November, I contacted the doctor and went and saw her. And she was able to detect that I had second stage gluten sensitivity. Second stage gluten sensitivity meant that I reacted after some period of time after coming into contact with gluten. Being that this was what I was doing, when I was told that, it was devastating. Because this is what I have been doing. And if you are running a business from bootstrapping, or if you're just running a business, there are those occasions where you get burnout and sit down and ask yourself, is this, you reevaluate your life decisions. I had done that so much with Amira over the 10 years that I had run it. And I had reached a point where I said, this is what I want to do. So by the time I was getting this news that I can no longer handle it, I had sat myself down and told myself, we are doing this, we are not going anywhere. And that meant that I had started investing heavily in this business. I bought equipment, and I also invested in packaging. Packaging that cost me almost $1 million. It took so long for me to save that money to get there. So when I invested in that packaging, I was like, now we are set. Yeah. And the packaging was so beautiful. It was a heavy investment. So I was like, now we are working. Things were looking up. Then this happens. I was so devastated. I didn't even have time to look back and think and say, this is what I wanted to do. And by the time Hamira was closing, I was also dealing with a personal issue, which was equally heavy. I had lost a pregnancy at 16 weeks in June of that year. So for me, 2024 was I really went through the wilderness. I really went through fire in 2024. So by the time this is happening, I'm still dealing with the pregnancy loss, which happened in June. It's barely 6 months. And now I'm faced with two things. I am grieving the baby that I lost and my business. I just shut down. There was no breathing space. And that is why I disappeared. I was dealing with a lot, and so I decided just to step. I didn't even know I was stepping back because it was heavy. So I just decided to step back. But in all this, I recognized that I was asking God for clarity. And I remember telling him, I know I asked for clarity. But the way you have brought this is so hard. Because now, what am I going to do? This is what I have known almost half my life. I baked my first cake at 16. And in my adult life, this is what I have been doing. How do I move on? And also, in the same breath, I think God is all-knowing, and he always sees ahead before. So as I was asking for clarity, I went back to school to do child and adolescent psychology. And so by the time Hamira was closing, in as much as it was devastating, I was done with my child and adolescent psychology, and I even had a distinction. I will tell you the story about that distinction, how it came about. You people, I have cried a lot. I cried a lot in 2022. So, that is why I disappeared. I tucked away everything. I just took the packaging, put it aside, took the stock that I had, I put everything aside and just shut down. I didn't shut the business officially, I shut down myself. Because I had issues to deal with before I get to the business. I was grieving two things, the loss of a baby and the loss of a business. And I went for therapy, and I cried and I cried some more. And I say that some days are good when it comes to grief, because I was grieving two things which are so difficult to grieve, because people don't understand the grief of business, and when you lose a pregnancy also, there are two things that are considered inconsequential losses. And so most of the time I would say I grieved in silence. It was therapy that I really, really looked forward to, because I could go there and talk, say everything, cry, and then come out feeling better. Then after all had settled, you have to get, life moves on. Life has to go on. And so after I had to recognize that this is the clarity I was asking for, despite the fact that I was dealing with another loss, I got up and focused on Ulezi. And that is why I got lost. And now it is today is 47 days to my 45th birthday, sorry. And I am coming here because I have decided to officially close Hamira. I have decided to close Hamira and call it a season and move on with Ulezi. And so in the 45 days leading up to my birthday, which will be on 3rd of November 2025, I was born 45 years ago. I can't believe it. Can you believe it? God's grace is sufficient. Even in all these, He says we say thanks. He says we say thanks in all things. And I am grateful this far I have come, and I want to thank you people for the support you have given me, and ask for forgiveness for disappearing the way I did. After the 45 days, I'm challenging myself in those 45 days to fully and publicly mourn Hamira. And in this season I'll be talking about my journey in 45 days, my life journey in 45 days. I will talk about my gluten sensitivity. I will talk about my pregnancy loss. I will talk about my life, my adolescent years, up to where I am now. I hope it inspires someone, especially adolescents, so that they don't make the mistakes I made. I will share the mistakes, the lessons, and the victories of my life. And the updates will be on my YouTube channel, daily updates. Watch, like, share, and subscribe. It will be quite a journey, because I am doing something that really scares me. I love challenges, but this one I think scares me the most. I have been having palpitations over the last 2 weeks, because I knew the day is drawing nearer. Last year on my 44th birthday, I ran 44 kilometers. So this year I decided to do it differently. And I am running and cycling for the 45 days, starting on 19th. So on 19th of September 2025 will be exactly 45 days to my 45th birthday. So on this, I will start by 45 kilometers. So I will run 45 kilometers on Friday, cycle 44 kilometers on Saturday. Then
I will alternate like that until I reach 1 kilometer on 2nd and celebrate my birthday on 3rd of November. And I fear for myself, especially for Saturday, because I'm supposed to be cycling 44 kilometers and it's Sabbath. And we have World Pathfinder Day. I will have to, I'll be in church by 7. It is a whole day's thing, and then after Sabbath at 6:30, start cycling 44 kilometers. I only fear 2 Sabbaths in this challenge. 44, day 44, and day 37, where I'll have to cycle 44 kilometers and 37 kilometers. It is a challenge that is scary. I have never done something this scary. And in these 45 days, I will cover 1,035 kilometers. So I'm looking forward to your support, looking forward for you to watch my YouTube channel, and also send something for Madafu. I love coconut water. So if you can send me something for coconut water to keep me going, I will appreciate. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. See you in the next one.